All right. Good evening, everyone. It's here for Numere. Yabeda Obade Nasipa ye so I war. Young Kwan or the Ache na watche. Say a chair mukoye. Nkakra ononyameno ekra sa sign the abba another Monday, beginning of another week. I see the asada emano. Yɛbɛda Penny Isaac ne yɛ financial doctors nyinaa nso ase yɛhyɛ afei ase ɔmo aboa yɛn kyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma bebree ɛfa yɛ sikasɛm ho ne ɛkwan a yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛtumi amanage yɛ sika yie at the end of it no yɛn mpaeɛ ne sɛ yɛn nyinaa no yɛbɛtumi ade yɛn ho wɔ yɛ sikasɛm mu. It's not an easy process, but yɛnim sɛ nkakra deɛ yɛsua deɛ yɛte bia no yɛde bi ɛbɔ yɛ bra bi wɔ ha wo nua bi wadamfo bi nso ehia some of this information na yɛshare saa information no with them nti baabi a wotie yɛn afiri bia no Era One Radio Facebook and also YouTube yɛpɛ yɛfa saa akwanya wei ne yɛma wo akwaaba sɛ wanya dagye na wo ne yɛn bɛyɛ saa dwumadie wei yɛbɛma Penny Isaac nso akwaaba for ɛna yɛ dwumadie nti yɛbɛma no opportunity na at least no watumi akyia yɛtiefoɔ nyinaa no na yɛde ɛna yɛ dwumadie no ɛde aba.
All right. Yɛbɛkyeakyea mo na yɛasa da nyame ase bio sɛ wɔkyɛ yɛn nkwa no yɛtumi asamba dwumadie yi so bio na yɛne atiefoɔ ebusua adeɛ. Sɛ de bia yɛka no asɛm de yɛtietietieti a ɛyɛ very important. Megye di sɛ nyame ama yɛ akwanya a yɛbɛtena dwumadie yi so no yɛwɔ other very important things ɛyɛ ABN also bit generate a lot of resources for us, but for the love of the community, we are providing this free service. And the university for Semutia, Montpanier, said a bear, community, especially here to for Yame, Amayanim, dear, any resources will be Nyamiama a lot of abilities. And one of the ways you beat me. I know some fast for anything bit my to take a semi. And I'm finding seriously for this free consultation. I believe it's a bit my that's it.
All right, Penny Isaac, that was brave for a future no, and to your viewers and so I'm say one of the things that they be and you share with us and it's a boa and my discussion no a kokama pa the questions over to me or Facebook or YouTube, whatever be no or question be no over to me a post question no am I. Yes, you have more than say you bet me a question and no at the amount. Last week in Nyame yadom yes be and I say discuss be financial checkup. You who say afibia no to say afibia you call your doctor for checkup to make sure say yɛredi anim no yarebi anim yarebi kra wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛsɔ ano ntam no saa nso na yɛsika asɛm so no ɛho hia sɛ at least no yɛbɛbɔ mmɔden sɛ wobɛtumi kra anka bosumi bi a wobɛyɛ by bi ɔha dagye ne ni hɔ sɛ once a quarter wobɛtumi ayɛ or once a year kra na there are certain things bi wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ very important sɛ yɛde bɛtutu yie ɛwɔ yɛsika asɛm ho nneɛma bebree bi wɔ yɛayɛ in the past no but anim here no what can we do, what are some of the changes yɛbɛyɛ ɛna last week no nyame adom yɛka ho asɛm Penny Isaac based on the financial checkup na last week yɛka no maybe something comes in mind yɛwie free a yɛnhyɛ with yɛtiefoɔ no in terms of kwan yɛbɛfa so you better review some of your sika semne and your mano for a few shares, you know. If something comes in mind, you can share with your TF4. Now, that's what you do, my answer.
Okay, all right. So, last week, you know, you can't do one, Nana the pivot of the whole thing is said annually, you go hospital, I go check up, because we may not really know what is going on exactly with our bodies, like within our system. In the same way, very important, financially, I'll say that also impacts our health. Indeed, normally, you kind of say financial health. Said you can't physical health, and I say however we would want to put it, And technically, there's a definition. Say finance is the lifeblood of ebia. Say ayajuma ni na no ne moja a bit mama na timi ejina na so aye in the sikasem. And it's the same way for Obia Abrabo. I think that those of us who are religious will talk about it. Religion is first, and finances how from the editor to Sikasem because so Sikasem and Kuya. So say Anna and Sensible, especially Chrome has a that is a simple brave. And very important say yes, check up on Nana cassette. Say we enlightened us and Yamiadum, so one cassa bit my idea. Review or expenses, income, how normally called the previous year. As part of your New Year resolutions, say year and over oh yes, I know money, and I say yes, see me a bit my and yet too late. Not wash how I never call and society also yeah. I think that my illustrations we are not really going too much detail, but very important. And I net just at the beginning of the year, from time to time, I also to me check every quarter say either say and I say family we are like bit me a review ya can budget once budget be a momo ye send echo hey diablo so na say be a we ye ntimi follow we momo share ho den sa na bit ma me atma ko enim if you need more help, which we recommend the say na ke bit ma bo akra say ka bit ma ko hu a financial expert for at least for the first time, even when you are well educated. Now, I know about what man who parents said they are going forward, maybe I want to bit me. I'll take care of things appropriately.
Yes, Penny Isaac, there was a pair for Sir, what breaking your money down for us. Yet here for Stephen our journey, ya pase ma wa kwaba to and yeah, you seek us somewhere, you say by the time where baby no, at least no be be free. The discussion be mo na what to me also or apply to life. And you perceive you focus on you can't debt so ya deka. In fact, obia ni America Chrome her na say we are here or say some shape or form or nekabia. Maybe there's somebody there, I don't know, but me share we are here ne assets na ye tu kwan ba this part of the world na eka abaye part of us na abaye normal into some of us ye nyanhu eka ni nsunsuanso the severity of eka ane ekwan a eka epushi nkofo bebre no akọ baby a enye se ekọ yenim ye was statistics to prove eka edi ebinum akọ mo early grave because I'm say Penny Isaac Boso what the eka bebre and say usika some enko year sometimes at the stress at the ba wabra bomo yenanso yenim the more stress you have it leads to high blood pressure, sometimes even leads to stroke. This animal way na ni ade. Inti eka ade bia eye ade a ye nipa no na eye part of us ese efa kwan bi so na manage eka no. Inti Penny Isaac say eka se eka kra no ene de ade. Because sometimes me medeka me say ni idea. But some of us we don't even know what it is. And one say normal year and then mu na ba nti ya kasa eka kra ne den.
O question we there. When him say me gidi say in one way or the other no. Obi a OTA bia no eye say be busa sa question no because I know boy made me put two things into perspective. However, no me gidi say obi a OTA bia no in one way or the other no would know say ka say car the tie because sabi iye nana mo no mo do koku no man si classroom da kwara no say omo ko bobusin a they know say e ba be car da omo so say ka say car basically no resources to be a unsa toso ananya odia bibi amana benefit to I also say to your back and then in simple terms.
Yeah, and then you pese because on says sometimes ebi oha na makwaji student loan, and some of us we don't even consider student loan as eka.
Okay.
Near there. Ebi which is there's so much like school of thought out there efa your friend is eka ho. Inti na ye pese at least in the tie for we nyina no establish say adeɛ bi a sɛnea Penny Isaac kan no adeɛ bi a resources bi a mfansi makɔgye afiri obi hɔ adeɛ no ani wɔ me ɛna adeɛ no menni bi ɔn sɛ I don't have it ɛna makɔ Penny Isaac ɔno maka kyerɛ Penny Isaac sɛ mesrɛ wɔ a me ho akyerɛ me nti ma me bɛyɛ ɛyɛ fɛn sɛ 1,000 bi na saa 1,000 a ɔde ma me no metua ma maybe within a year. Right then, sɛ Penny Isaac enya saa sika ni bi de mame a to me no ɛyɛ na saa ɛka na aba no Penny Isaac nso ebi hɔ a out of the generosity of ɔno na akoma me no ɔbɛka sɛ okay within a year no fam sika ne brɛ me with no interest.
Yes.
But ebi hɔ a na Penny Isaac nso no ɛnso ne business no ɛno na ɔno so ɛfa ho edidi kakra nti na ɔbɛka sɛ obi hɔ a 1,000 a mede ma no ebi am so mejo be 4% interest ni ade enti 1,000 or the ma at the end of it no unim say 1,000 kwa na ode bre no but with the more than 1,000 na ede ebebre Penny Isaac enti abeye eka ama me enti ye next year ye pese ye hu ne say ya establish say ni say eka resources bi any wo me makogye afiri bi ho no. Can we then say eka bi wo ho a eka no good and eka bi wo ho so a bad? Ana say eka nyina good and ana say eka nyina so bad? Can we differentiate between eka eka papa and eka so a sa ade we die enye papa? Ubetumi aboa on that side no.
Okay. Yeah. So say we are talking about good debt and bad debt.
Yeah.
I think that in technical terms, say you born more a boom conta be accounting for now. A holiday, ebia say a church a bad debt may be something different. Holiday be say be will be the company bika nasa only a corner and nam sense I basanti want to mention was a company in each then that becomes a bad debt for our company now. Nankas cannot any diano. But when you come bad debt in layman's terms, in literal terms, in other words, is it good to acquire certain debts, or is it bad to acquire certain debts, or are all debts good or are all debts bad? And I think very important. I said as a technical person be ATA. Uncle can say, oh, like was it bad debt? You say no, and yes, how bad debt. And yeah, can't layman's bad debt. I think that open you way a very important question. In the sense throughout yen addition nana ye kasafa some two concepts were very important: needs and wants. And in simple terms, I would relate good debt or bad debt to needs and wants. Because, for instance, if you know, say, assuming say education is the only way that you think you can go, obit me, nyame one way successful in your life, then that is one way, because we bit starting a business, uncle school that, we bit uncle school that, but nyame bit shana mana ye. But all the audience or the any education, and one a bit my wow, ebi I know the no. America Krum and senior scholarship, I also could you loan at the school. And no ever wow to earn a living into that becomes a good debt. But whereby, in other words, it becomes a need for your survival. But the number I want for our survival, no, most of the time, any good debt, any car, here say ye bear a typical example beats me, I say, maybe I'm trying to say, Marco store, like it be a Marco Sephora, it be a Marco Express, like it be a Marco store, be a mountain suit in one more. Me drew honor. Mahu suit be a me fepa program be baswa. Minyan come twice, but Ebiana come home, will be a come never qua, Nanka will be fit the same purpose. Anna, Masa who could be almost high sale. And no. Or my test will be 200,000, but they say, sorry, $200. But I'm not test will say one about $800. And I'm myself who could be and also Anna made whom will TV so say any pa. And they say me roll store on a mahu suit, me and sa. My dream said meeting the enemy mommy and sa. But I know mommy and son also me alternatives I say meeting the eye a benefit to the same purpose. In that case, it becomes a want. Now, and I'm say me penny into nine years necessarily a idea here meaning to my credit card free my wallet to me. Nam dear tree. In this anno, some medical $2,000 on sa suit me and sana. And your bar suit fair over to my dress come about since an hour alternative and you need in internal. I'll call it a car, a be a bad. Say as I carry and then you go some cover for I carry out also. And see, Nigeria is a bit more shadow from different dimensions, different walks of life, different perspectives. But in the interest of time, I'm just attributing a good debt to a debt that meets a need. And debt I bad to a debt that does not necessarily meet a need, but you just want to, get that thing.
Yeah, Penny Isaac, I mean, at this point, Yabema, like some examples. Now, some of these examples, and they actually say, can we classify that example as a bad debt and as a kabia enya papa? Number one, in fact, you mentioned it, education. Education. Also, like you rightly said, at some point, we need to enhance our lives. And the only way some of us will be able to do that, school. In fact, say a kayen kwa and school cry no. A bioha and kibit up front. Yenye any loan beer because pesa ube na we na a kadiwachi. In an ideal world, anka say na wuchi yako. But unfortunately, the system they are building say one can say imagine say 1 year school be cost like $30,000-$40,000. Uko first ka we he. Inti kwan bi as na esa wo bobosia. Inti mi kwa bobosia na sa me de ko sa school no wi Penny Isaac, can I consider that say a car a papa?
Okay. Sorry, yeah, Canada. I think that you've also mentioned that. So now the to be able to answer that question, the question I also yes, and I say me and person me just basically Busa say is that a need? Sa sikana mekwakoji dem koji skandia, is that a need for my life? Do I need it for my survival? On top of that, I should also ask myself, are there other ways that meet me and meet I need, without getting into debt? For the most part, and especially, more fun or more season or more banner. Important say you be encourage you some you because we know say nyame adom to me you ho sua de a na so to me full scholarship and you go school no bra on ne ka bia and the scholarship no one way I be a bit me say need na say no nya option there say the panyi Ebenezer kan you bit my adwuma tua kakra especially be as we use school na so person say o to aso a say bibia so bit my adwuma tua na say bi kwa na there are some adwuma bi wo ha so mo fa wa omo timi boa mo timi tua wo ka firi ho and as bia o kono ebia semester bia no mamo bia 3,000 4,000 say Jennifer so enti so your adwuma like you have to look into it for HR na say bia no boss on this class now because if you are not work na so unim enti you need to explore as much as possible all those avenues ebe boama etima yi kan free ho I would say a cash should be a last resort when all options have been exhausted. And if you have done all these and maybe other things that you can think of, sometimes I know some people cry now or more our family be kakra or some joko or no anybody no more say okay. Person medical. Meanwhile, this is very important. I was saying go school. School fees in now be about 30,000 for the whole 2 years, and I say be for the whole 4 years. Some Buamia, Nyambo Semia, made to Mokana visa. Some family members are able to pull those financial resources together and help. All those are options. I mean, so other African communities are some people do it even when they are not family, they help each other. And after you've explored all these options, near who say that is the only way to go. The education is the only way for survival and idea. Then it becomes a good debt because
yeah, very important. Like who use to enhance your living conditions, I mean, sometimes yes, sikasam intino sa woko jebosia now the co school at the end of it, good. But also some of us and so we are in the habit in this senior what kind of my co school if you my first degree, my second it could be crass me person PhD, but my year be a jumano offer some incentives, tuition reimbursement near there. We don't look into sani money na PhD bi amekwa so ma san kobobosia. Whereas anke madwuma betumi atuas. Before we get into science na we need to look into science. Another example would be in fact a mortgage. Can we consider mortgage say a car a papa and now say a car and your papa?
Yeah, this is a very important question and a nice one at the same time. Someone said mortgage, a whole package, a whole lot of things that go into the mortgage, Now, majority say yeah, come on mortgage once and pay. Now, what happens and I say with mortgage, assuming say all rented. Now, DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, maybe Busumi Biano, or rent be about $2,300. Now say, ubit me to fee where just one aspect. I mean, your other benefits of owning a home and paying a mortgage. But yeah, bringing it down to the very basic level. Say, me to rent $2,500 and I say be a $2,300. Now say, made me out of Miami fee. Now say, made me to all the 2006, 2007 krana. Now so bit when you fear in good shape. Now, ubit no family. Matimi atenemu, I live well. quite well to meet your needs. In that case, that becomes a good debt. In the sense that always when you benefit be free, apart from saying Yami or don't switch me to an for we are. Now say Otonwa, always when you for and I say even before paying it off, the house can accrue equity. I know so at some points, always me at home and for so and I say own ton corner based on that equity, if it be home equity loan, always this equity now that could loan as on their second house. If you come their business, Airbnb and I say yeah, baby. And no if you be a good debt. Because one, now you are rent to go, but now you've been able to acquire property. Ultimately, I'll be benefit free. On top of that, this year you can't taxes once. But if you are going to be itemizing, sometimes they say, what itemize deductions and they say no, so another say enough, I wouldn't benefit to be but owning a home, one way, which made now so they answer your itemized deductions in terms of mortgage interest. I would try. I was say, so what fear? Hey, another mayor, the EB or Facebook was hey, homeowners association, and go over your money at all, and also very interesting. So, I say, like, obviously, the mortgage, who try, the interest in quite a 2,000 something, and the airport was the principal about $500. That is how the mortgage industry works. And I'm not so much trust in Yango be to go for the capas. That is how it basically works. But so I say, and no, a chance 2005 or no. What is that 2005 no good to rent? At least when you are paying it towards the year, rent like 2,000 years. A dana may order about when at some point, a bit on by order two, over to me accrue equity. And you're for so be say one talk about what you loan their second home. 3, on your taxes, you can itemize your interest and your property taxes. So, and even when you are renting, like you are using the property for renter, you can also even deduct or mortgage insurance and it's how money now. And that makes the good into a situational. On the other hand, before you get into that, someone say, Ayana, you'll have to, make sure say cano and ya de minimum TV so the down payment between say, oh yeah, military, sometimes it be or veterans loan a 0 down payment. But and of course, I was ultimately between but say, yeah, confess I can say be a car. Yes, cut your quote according to your size. Though it could be a good debt, but you making sure say any car, yeah, here resources and you do to beat me, I manage. Now, yeah, say bonus idea. All these factors into play. It could be a good debt.
Yeah, Penny Isaac, there was a pair, your TF1, so you must say, Sefin wa journey, I am about your premier financial advisory program. No, you say in some way, no, you bet ye na you apply to your current situation, your warm son, your bay, your sick as some year baby, a better a year. And you may know the air can want some no air car debt. Ne acquire a befa who. Different types of a car or the papa, the anya papa, Penny Isaac and Yada Jatre, come mortgage na yes, be back so mortgage the anya pa be so back say you're good, but at the end of the day, Sonia Penny Isaac and make cutting me code according to my size near very important pa. Yes, sister mortgage a car papa be for the future, it's more a kind of investment portfolio. If we say some will fear at some point, after 10, 15, 20 years, a build equity, amame, but the thing is, man kofa mortgage, Emma untumikra enter ice cream any. Debia, I just say it's like say every month be you are struggling. We seek a beer baby cut towards the mortgage. So if that becomes the case there, then a carbone ama bad at the ama wone wabusia because would deprive you of certain things, no ma certain things ebema your friend is a basic life I come and mama yanhwe another a piece and so share and I specifically chose these examples because these are nyoma ye dealing with. Another one a car loan. Penny Isaac said you can't car loan I him fan any a debate to say is it a car a papa say me confess a car loan way and I said that be car loan the and part I don't need to go into. What is your take on your friend car loan?
All right. Again, no, it also becomes very situational. Why do I say this? For instance, mete New York one thing, so I say be a mete baby a why very busy. I be a majum vichire ya minyangware ya miniba mini commitments be a mete mananta kwa juma, I say be a trainer bu, and I say be a bus, mete man for be a kojuma, de be a na ebia my friends I'm no more see so ebia talk as akasi nti me chinchina I was me nyaka ebia New York mountain to be a parking kran ho den. In that case, you know, submit to me akwa conveniently without owning a car. Submit to my submit to my didra grocery without owning a car. In other words, you know, meet my day hear me be without owning a car. Na say sano some koje car loan but two months bad debt. Yes, carbon in the sense say once I have those resources of not owning a car and still being able to be mobile as I want it, you know. When that happens, I'm even able to save towards buying a car at the point I make here as a car. No? I be as a committee means the some no be a committee to car and cash. The a situation, a car nya dey ebone. But again, you love to ensure that you need it. But if it becomes a wanter, then of course it becomes a debtor and a good debt. When you need it, and it could be like say beer, baby out and because America say yo baby was out as unica baby. In that case, you know, they be no independent will be say the building right. It be a shall any day, sana baba. After some time, no, nyame or them also want to me in your car. Again, and also quite say and not say oh family like things are growing. Maybe you have to move from a small car to a bigger car. You know, well, very many different situations. But in all that, you know, if you have to buy the car now, you shares as much as possible. No, said you can establish your mortgage, you know, and you be a better car, a big fire so because you don't really think about the BI yourself also be car $100,000 into Mr. Chinchina was it, Mr. Say yes, I've also arrived. I knew you're going to and I saw I knew you're going to the local hospital. And you're very careful. Na cut your code according to your size and I said live within your means. So one, it should be a need, and two, when you are doing it, make sure so you cut your coat according to your size.
Yeah, Penny Isaac, that was a pair for you know, and I brought that you know up because almost we live in a materialistic world right now. Bibia kwaya competition.
Unfortunately.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Almost car na yeah can also it can be a need or a want. A bit me a kapapa, a bit me a carbon. The argument is say, oh yeah, me here car edi akwa adwuma. Yet say na ye car edi akwa adwuma. But the thing is do I need maybe like a BMW? Do I need maybe a Maserati to send me the akwa adwuma? On say car be a me ankasa me hu say car we no is beyond me means. But man who say Mr. A choose a car ni bi. I am a fair. Inti me so me hia car de akwa adwuma nti chenchene a no an say me ekoto. At the end of the day no be who say I feel I'm spending more time more because I need to make that car payment, Into at that very moment, car nanka say you need we hear the you see I bear carbon the amount because now you are stressing yourself to make that payment, Into everything for Sanya a penny Isaac car, it can be good or it can be bad. But at the end of it, before you make that decision, make a decision. It's just to move from point A to point B. Stage B, you want to upgrade. Maybe me what Toyota right now, but see my wo so I need probably to upgrade to like a van. Near there, a quine or home, so obey yes, but before you do it, make sure say dear way, a car way, a idea. I'll be able to manage easier, and for a how be a and for emrame. Penny Isaac, just to summarize it because of your time, say unfortunately, I didn't plan well. And a cat ebegumi so. My cover a credit cards, my cover student loan, my cover mortgage, my cover like different store cards near the na ebegumi so. Now I'm overwhelmed. A quine ben na mefa so a me to me I'm manage sa a cabebre ya media gumi so right now. I'm a me stress out. How do I manage some of these?
All right. And that is where the concept of debt management comes in.
Right.
Now, our debt management is basically a way of gaining control over our finances through through financial planning and budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, financial planning and budgeting. And a key thing I also do to me because I don't bit my boy me to me. I gain control over yen sika semene and debt and normal. And I think that you've discussed most of those things on this platform. Now, ABA at the right time, you better that per time. I'll talk about how they are going to be relating to, managing our debts. But in the nutshell, you could have the best financial planner, you could have the best budgeting person to guide you to run through a plan with you. I know bit more to me. I okay free her. But without discipline, and a bit my age. And discipline idea very important because with my 2 years lectures I hold financial advisors I hold you lay down plans amounts okay you say me GD say yeah can our plans no be once some our platform so maybe at the right time nyambo beza concept. But it's possible to get out of your debt planning any budgeting. If I have to go into it, it's going to take the rest of the time. So I'm not really doing that. But then I can say, yes, at the anywhere, the here discipline, I debate this. So, yes, our discipline now, I can't be what's maybe you get to it again, but at this point, the young fan sheet say, yeah, I can't say, oh, Bible, not okay, Bible, not the piano. And Nasibia, Waboka, Amobi, I business plan amount, business plan, be Mukurada, so not the business covers it's sanity, very important. Before we get into detail as to how we can really manage our debts, discipline is key. All right.
Yeah, Penyazikia, there was interestingly, all this aspect of like financial BIA or BFBIA, the mupa kesepa budgeting. And it's one of the neomans who are adherents to a tool, a lot of us. Yempese yebete anything be you can't budget to yempese yebete sa no because yadwemu no ya boy timu pose anytime be met the word budget no it means say it's going to restrict me from doing the things that I normally would do. Inti adenti na esa me kofa bibi aba stop me spending. I love to spend. Mehusa me kemo, but how do I get out of that? Ekwan say ye benya budget in place. And ye can't ye fence debt management there's only one goal. The rintia ye hear the management is but I see and say we want to eliminate a car ye did. Obiya niwa neka opese or carry sa car for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Another time where you be call into this topic you be about the problems of one manages a kana at the brain. Any the advantages, some benefits say yes adiana at the brain. Inti yetie for enwumere no em say eka emo eyipa na yepese ye na yehu eka ye can establish what eka is. Yaka yama examples of some of eka say eka no eye papa say enye papa yaka eho asem yehu kwan ebefa so betumi manage some of this debt and senior Penny Isaac one of the key factors a discipline. On say my board be bebre just say well lay out a plan for nipa na nyame adom kakra otuotu aka no on say na nije bi aba nipa ni mo. Within a year too, you turn around the BM na wasign akọ into the same cycle ni BM asign akọ fa kani na assign aba BM. Into say ya self-control and discipline na ade bia ebeye bia na ebeye kodru baabi, but we'll go back to our old habits ebiem a ansha na amoaye nti enwumere yenim se kakra discussion kakra akoso wenya bibia frame efa eka ho a obetumi and so apply to one kasa wo daily living, not maybe one but wadanfo be wonu be nso no ebetumi aboa obetumi share some of this information. Nti Penny Isaac yade ye nioma no ebe na wie ye enwumre no. What is your last take in something you want to share with our viewers as we bring today's to a close?
All right. Maybe I say as much as possible. No, I don't I was in pursuit apart from Bonnet, so I go for as oh, Nasa America, do be a America, I do be a deca. You know, Mujigum, especially when my credit card, no Mujigum. Loans, no Mujigum. Set school, and I has a need, say. Some schools will have say, oh, quite because I want Quan Castle and Gabe okay. But na ebi akofa kabaton so ba school no for so many years like if you go to me as one for so that and like was it me first no money na assessment evaluation thoroughly before we make those decisions. Do I really want to get into this? And the adeba ko say ni pass atwe break ka na or bi no ho yi because very very important say na panye beneze ka no say oh cabinet is a free so not peace of mind be a win at that instant because someone say a kaya idea a the burden at the psychological burden bro mental burden at the physical burden be so na wana bu say can do what It's a bit modern. I stay away from car as much as possible by sticking with only our needs, and not just follow our desires and break our disciplinary practices and just go for what we think we want just because other people are getting it. Can never yet a peace of mind.
All right, Penny Isaac, yada was bebre, yeti phone so yada mo ase. Nti anwumre, so wanya bibia no free a discussion mu a what yede gya mo hina se mo ma ye hina no ye exercise self-control and discipline. Ewo ye sikasem ho. The peace of mind ebebrain yebetumi ada ewo asomdwe mo emotionally, mentally and physically no will look good without a car on us. Nyame enkan hunti until next week yebeshia no nyame enhwe ye nyina yeso. And Penny Isaac ebeda wase enwumre so. All right.